So I read Crescent City, and I honestly think it's better than Aericka. Don't come for me. Now, I only read the first book, let me say that. So I haven't even got to, I think, book 2 or book 3 yet, because I kind of started reading a whole nother series. And I have to see that one through before I can get back to Crescent City. So first off, Bryce Quinlan. She is my new favorite female redheaded protagonist in these book series. Her actions were very questionable at times. Definitely when she gave up her life, her spot in the afterlife for her best friend, which we thought betrayed her. I thought that was crazy. And she was willing to give up herself at any cost for anyone that she loved. And I thought that was very admirable. She stood on business. One woman army. She didn't care what she had to do. And I just like how real the character and how like relatable most of them were. Definitely when it came to her and her friend group and her brother, I just loved how Sarah created this life for them that we can all kind of resonate, because it was a little explicit, there was drugs being taken, partying. So it's really targeting a certain demographic, very much early college years, late high school, the new adult scene. And I like how relatable it is, even though I didn't live that type of lifestyle. It was easy to read. The way her best friend's mother, Sabine, hated her, it was so cringy at moments, because I'm just like, grow up. Like, really grow up. Take some accountability for what's happened to your daughter. Don't be just pointing the finger at people, and I get that is a part of the grief process. But then she have the whole pack of wolves also against Bryce when she did nothing wrong. She just had her best friend's back. Did she turn a blind eye for certain things? Yeah. They both did that for each other. But it was nothing to the point where we thought that her best friend was going to end up dead. I didn't see that coming. They were just judging her straight off of rumors, which was annoying and petty. And I'm just like, ill. But once we found out that Bryce gave up her spot in the afterlife for her best friend, I can kind of understand what Sabine was talking about, because it's just like, no, like, let her go through the regular judgment like everybody else. Like, don't try to create this loophole for her to escape some type of fate that she was possibly destined to make or experience. I'm not sure. But I thought that was kind of cheating the system as well. But she did it, and she did it for her best friend. I mean, that's love right there. That's love, because I love my family and friends. I do. But I don't think I would go to that length to save them. I just wouldn't. But she did. She did. With everything that Bryce did in this first book, literally saving her whole town, Crescent City, I think that she would be granted access into the afterlife. I feel like she would deserve a spot after she passed away, to be able to rest with her family or her friends, wherever they might be. She should be able to choose what realm she want to rest in. Because if you read the book, there's like different places that they can rest. When it comes to Sabine, she sealed the deal for me on the strong dislike list. Just by the way she treated Bryce, by the way she treated her daughter, and how she got Hunt's wings chopped off. That scene in the book, I saw red along with Bryce. Like, I was just as livid as she was. I had to walk away from my Kindle, because that's what I read it on. Follow me on Goodreads. Yeah, I had to walk away from my Kindle because I was livid. And then the graphic details that Sarah puts in there, dark. Very dark. But I believe Danica knew what she was doing as well. Definitely when she stole the horn and all of that, and basically hid the truth from Bryce. I know that was just all a part of her plan, so that after she was gone, because she knew that this mission she was on would would get her killed, but she a trooper as well, and she did it anyway. And she left the truth for Bryce to see because she knew that Bryce was gonna discover everything and let the truth and tell the truth to everybody. So I'm just like, that was a clever plot twist. I mean, it was a lot of plot twists in this book, might I add. We thought that it was the little demons that was running around killing people, you know, getting through the portal and everything. Thought that was what killed Danica and the pack of devils. And then the other theory I thought was like, oh, well, maybe it was somebody on synth. And then that's when the book started talking about the whole drug thing. And I was like, yes, we're on the same page here. Because that's what I was getting until we find out that it was, what's his name? Michael, I think, the angel. I'm glad that Bryce killed him because he needed to go. After everything's uncovered and we find out what's his motive behind all of this, and it just doesn't make sense when it's like he could have went about that completely different, but in reality he was power hungry and wanted to erase a whole race of people. That sounds familiar. I do wish that I got to see the development between Bryce and Connor's connection, because that one would have been a little spicy. Then they had to just cut him out of the whole entire story. I mean, but Hunt, ooh, Hunt is fun. I can just tell. I could just tell. Just the way they just describe him, you could just tell. I mean, everybody in this book is just beautiful. I feel like it would be one of those movies like Twilight in the way where everybody looks attractive mostly. Yeah, and I also love that even though after Bryce had lost so many people that was important to her, she always had some type of support around her, whether it was her parents or her stepbrother or half brother or Hunt when T came into the picture, and even her half brother's friends. Like, she always had somebody looking out for her. And she had like Fury and Juniper, because Juniper talked her off the ledge, come to find out. And you know, I just love that she had those people around her because they did kind of help her keep going, even if it was just to like piss her off and tease her and all of that. Like, they still made sure she was good. And you know what? The Autumn King is another one. I don't like that man because it's just like, ew, you're disgusting. You find out, no, you misinterpret a message from what was the lady, the seer or whoever they go to at a certain age, where she kind of tell them something about their future, and she literally went blind, which we find out why later on. But just for the Autumn King to literally kick her out at the age of 13 because of what that lady said or how she reacted to her, like, the lady went blind. That tell you how powerful Bryce was. And you somehow in your greedy, twisted little delusional mind took that as powerless, weak, unimportant. So you kick her out and then continue to make sure she has no recognition, no type of nothing. Not that she needed it, because I'm glad she wasn't welcomed into this whole family hierarchy crap, because she deserves better than that. Okay, she deserves her freedom and the little bit that she did have. I would have rather been tied up with the sorceress that she worked for. I would have chose that side too, because at least we all are clear why we're here. Okay, with that man, it would have been all kind of lies and schemes and all of that. Not that the sorceress didn't put her through a lot, because I'm gonna get to her. She did. She did, but that Autumn King is a no for me, dog. Right next to Sabine. Him and her. Like, Sarah's gonna have to do a lot of selling me on their character development to make me be like, okay, I can forgive them, because right now it's a no. No. Speaking of Fury and Juniper, them being an item was a shock to me. Did anybody else see that coming? Where in the book did they mention them being together? It just made it seem like they were all one big friend group. They go partying together, having fun. There was no type of romantic energy between them until Fury just blurted it out one day to Bryce. Shocked. I was shocked. Yes. I mean, I love that for them. But like, since when? I need to know more about that, so I can't wait to keep reading into this book series. But Fury was a coward for abandoning Bryce after the passing of Danica and the Pack of Wolves. Like, you could have hit your friend up. You could have said something. And I'm sure Juniper was telling her that the whole time, but she kept just using work as an excuse when no, that's not an excuse. I still like Fury, you know. She comes around. She opens up. So I appreciated that. And I'm just like, okay, character development. Because she needed to do something. Because you can't just abandon your friend like that in such a crucial time, a vulnerable time, and then come back around like nothing ever happened. She needed to be mad at Fury for a little bit. And Fury needed to, prove herself. And she did. She came through. But then she also knew some truths about what Danica was really about and really was doing, and also kept that from Bryce. Like, she was really laying it on thick. She atoned for what she did. Now back to Hunt. From the moment he looked at Bryce and like was consoling her in the interrogation room on a very tragic, devastating, traumatic night of her life, and he was consoling her, and I was just like, there's gonna be something here. I can feel it. I can feel it in my romantic bones. It didn't come till way later, and not in the way that I thought it was gonna happen, but it still happened nonetheless. Yeah, because he was like the only one in the room that wanted to like give her patience, because she was strung out on drugs, might I add. So he was the only one like being patient, like, we should just wait it out, wait for her to like come down from whatever she's on, so that we can ask her. She's in shock right now. She's on another planet, so I kind of knew, like, okay, I like him. I like him a lot. Even if she was to friend zone him, something can happen here. Even though she was paying no mind to that man. But she was having a panic attack, and he was able to calm her down somewhat. So he had a touch. But the way he betrayed her, oh my gosh, I was crushed. I honestly did not see that coming. That shocked me so much. When he was planning to take the synth to overpower, his suppressors. And don't get me wrong, if I was in the loop of what was going on, then I would have been like, yeah, let's do it, huh? Let's do this, because, yeah, this ain't right. But since I wasn't in the loop and I was shocked, like some of us probably was, I was like, how could you? Like, I just felt betrayed too. Like, how are we gonna get past this? Hunt, out of all people, her right-hand man on the case, just had her running in circles, distracting her the whole time, in cahoots on the side, building up a master plan to take over or to overthrow whoever. I feel it. I do. But damn, was that a shock. I had to walk away from my Kindle again. Bryce have this, if anybody watch anime, you know how those anime characters be having those deep, dark, tragic pasts, like Demon Slayer. She have that type of background, and it's just like, once Hunt betrayed her along with everything else she found out about, because she felt like she didn't know the truth about her best friend, so she's thinking everybody's telling her best friend betrayed her and everything. Then he go and do this right after expose their feelings for each other. It was just like the wrong timing. Like, Sarah really knew how to just throw the wrench in there. She did. It wrapped me up a bit. But I get he was trying to protect her feelings too, because supposedly Danica was on the synth as well. And then Fury tried to turn around and say, we didn't tell you because we didn't want you to be taking those drugs. And I get this was protection for her. because she possibly would have been gone. You know, she's going through a lot constantly. So yeah, her on that drug, she would have been ripping people apart for sure. We were on that merry-go-round along with Bryce, just going in circles and going in circles, because this was from her point of view. So we was on that journey with her, and I was just like, okay, what is going on? It was plot twist after plot twist, after lie, after manipulation, gaslighting. It was just a lot going on, and I'm just like, I couldn't keep up. But that's what made it good. But when the shocks and the surprises and the plot twist hit, they hit, because I was like, what? I was stressed, but in the best way, because it was just so good. But I was just like, girl, how can you keep going after this? Like, how can you take any more? Like, we haven't even healed over the last thing, but you know, that's what made it feel like it's just so like relatable, because a life be like that. Definitely within that age demographic of like 18 to like 25, new adult, life be smacking you left and right. Definitely it depends on a lot of different factors, but you know, it be just smacking hard. And it's a difficult transition sometimes for a lot of people, including myself. It was very hard for me. So it's just like seeing how just life just back to back, things just happening. That is some people reality every day, and it was definitely mine's, you know, for a while there. And it was just like, how can she go on after this? But she does it because she found something to fight for. But once everybody was at that whole, what did they call it? That whole thing with the meeting when all the elites go and have that big old meeting / party or whatever. After everybody was there, and then Micah just had to leave to go talk to somebody, and then shows up where Bryce works. Just the way he was just talking out of his ass and revealing everything just so freely, like it doesn't matter, because nobody's gonna know the truth, because he really thought he was just gonna kill her and take what he needed and leave, or whatever he thought, because he did know that she was the horn, which that was another plot twist. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, how are you the horn? Danica was Jean. Yes. If she was the mastermind behind this whole thing, learning that she tattooed the horn into Bryce blew my mind. So much happening at this point in the book where I was just like, I can't take any more surprises. Like, it was just like, I felt like I was getting shot over and over and over, which is kind of morbid to say. But you know, when you just find out something and it just shocks you to your core, just over and over, and you're just like, gosh, just stop, please. And then she's like some type of star where she just shines bright and like the sun. Like, the level up these people be having is crazy. She's one of one. There is nobody like her that exists. And everybody wants the power that she withholds now, that everybody ends up finding out that she has. But when she finally, you know, unalive him, that was a beautiful scene. Just celebrating the moment of him going down finally, because what tops off the whole scene was after he was burnt to a crisp, she vacuums him up and throw him out in the dumpster in the back of the building like the trash he is. That was iconic. And the way everybody watched Bryce run around the city, saving everybody, fighting, killing Micah, fighting these demons, like it's the Hunger Games, and they were just sitting there. They're just watching. Nobody wanted to move and do nothing, and the ones that did want to couldn't, because their leaders just wanted to sit there and watch, and they didn't want to jeopardize their people. Like, come on now, y'all gonna let her just save the whole city by herself. She did handle hers, and she did have some people within the city. She did have some of Sabine's pack of her wolves come and help out, but the most powerful people was sitting at the summit in that room, and nobody moved. And then the most powerful of all is attacking the city and blowing it up. Like, what more do y'all want from this girl? Okay? I mean, I know the universe just wanted her to prove her point and step into her power. They got their point across, and she did exactly that. And I'm happy for her. I'm so proud of her. I was stressed out reading this book because I was just like, oh my God, what more can this girl take? And now everybody know the truth, and nobody's sending in help or backup until, you know, they just got fed up and was just like, you know, F protocol, F procedure, I'm going in. And that's when Fury got the chopper and they headed over to help out your girl Bryce. A powerful moment was when Danica made an appearance spiritually and helped Bryce with the drop. Because I was just like, why doesn't Hunt help her with her drop? To have Danica there do that with her was just such a magical moment for me personally, because you know, we got to see her even, you know, supporting her friend and loving her friend even from the other side. They were really like platonic soulmates, you know, and to lose her like that is so devastating. And I teared up at that point. Later, after everything had calmed down in the city and she went to the lake, she got to see everybody in the distance say goodbye and her farewell. And that was just like, she deserved that, you know, that peace of mind or that just healing moment for her so that she can relax and enjoy the life that she have, you know, and not be just missing everybody who's gone constantly. And honestly, I love this book so much that this is going to be the first video of 2024. So happy 2024, everybody. I hope y'all had a magical or a restful holiday season. And if it was chaotic for y'all, I'm glad it's over and we're in 2024. But I just love that the book had a very powerful message that through love, all is possible. Because even I feel like I have some boundaries that I'm just like, oh, I love you, but not that much. But her, there's no limit, okay? There's no limit for her. She fights for what she loves, and she stands up for the people who can't defend themselves. And it's just like, she's a hero. That's another lesson in life. Even though things suck, if you learn the lessons and why whatever happened, then later on that's gonna catapult you. Like, even though it's hard and it's traumatic and dark, if you get through that to the other side, you're gonna see where all of it is leading you. Hell, you might develop that you have superpowers and you'll be able to save so many people and become a hero. Not saying that that's what we're aiming to be, but that's just the way we give back. You know, once we hit a certain level, we give back to people. At least that's what we're supposed to be doing. And in a way, that's being a hero. You're helping others, you're giving others, you're guiding others, whatever you're doing to give back. You may not save an entire city, but you can save the people who can't save themselves. Blessing someone. I thought ACOTAR was something, y'all. Sarah really outdid herself with this one. And this is only book one, but that book was like, what, 800 pages? You get invested. Hopefully, with me being on a whole different book series right now, more books come out so that I can just speed through this whole thing when it's time. I think I miss Bryce already and being in her world, because I need to see her and Hunt finally develop their relationship. It was like a sneeze that just wouldn't come out, you know, like they kept coming close to it, but then something would happen, and then it was like this build up again, and then nothing would happen. And it's just like playing with my emotions low-key, because I'm just like, okay, can it happen already? Can we just can the sneeze come through? Can we finally get that relief of just like finally? But yeah, this video is probably long enough and I've rambled too much. But if you enjoyed this book as much as I did, please leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I missed anything. What plot twist shocked you? Follow me on Goodreads, because I do be in the comment section of these books books. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.